Hi Sagittarius, here's a general look at your solar chart for May 2011. Before I speak about that, just a quick word about the far-flung planets Uranus and Pluto. Uranus, Pluto and Neptune are known as transpersonal planets and as such trigger events globally. They trigger generational cycles which affect us all. In 2011, Uranus and Pluto, along with some Saturn from time to time, will be impacting all of our signs, and which means that the bigger wheels, or so-called circumstances beyond our control, will be having a bearing to a greater or lesser degree according to your natal chart, sort of directly or indirectly. In general, Uranus has since March been zeroing in on the slower moving Pluto. As mentioned in the forecast I did for the whole of 2011, when these two get together, they have the tendency to produce sudden events worldwide. Those events can set us back on our heels, get us sort of thinking in a different way, get us to reassess things, maybe in some cases to have to reassess our whole life. Their job in all of our lives is to tear down an existing order in order to clear the decks for new growth, you see. So in our lives, this depends on how they aspect our natal charts, whether that's a direct impact or an indirect one. But globally, this combination can be very unpredictable, explosive, very powerful. And ultimately, though, revitalizing and regenerating, even though it doesn't feel like that at the time. Uranus is about sudden change and Pluto is about evolution. And when these two get together, that's a very potent mix. And that can manifest as external factors or the bigger wheels forcing disruption or upheaval upon us or amongst us, causing tension and stress and fast-moving situations at times, and a feeling of restlessness, and a feeling of dis-ease, and there's likely to be power struggles, a kind of a seesawing effect with that. Now, in the current aspect, there is likely to be trauma, turbulence, stress, and that, plus the current conjunction of the North Node with the galactic center, amounts to a huge evolutionary kick in the pants for us all. Now, there's more about this on another video here under my name on YouTube. Well, for you in May, Sagittarius, this is the Stitch in Time Saves 9 part of the annual solar cycle, and the practical physical aspects of life here on Earth are going to be highlighted, so lots of jobs to do. At times you'll be tackling the devil in the detail, but with Venus and Mercury in a very playful area, I think you're going to have a few laughs along the way. There's going to be more access to leisure and entertaining activities, and maybe you'll get more of a chance to hang out with friends, lovers, children, or others, and that'll definitely offset the more serious side. It's not serious really, it's just that, if anything's been left from the fore pending, then now will tend to be the time that you've got to deal with it. So you'll probably be whistling while you work, though. That's up until mid-month, and just having more opportunity to socialise. And also with those who are providing a service for you, there's a kind of a friendly exchange of energy, whether that's a therapy or whether that's something else, the car mechanic or whatever. There's a kind of a lighter feel. And a love relationship could be connected to a therapeutic or working type environment. That's, as I say, till mid-month. So in general, you'll be wanting to try and get things right, get things running smoothly, want to get straight with things, maintenance, etc. Pay more attention to health and diet as well. So you want to get straight with that. You want to be organising all that basic stuff, because if you do it now, in this part of the annual sun cycle, then that's going to pave the way for better conditions in the future. So anything mechanical as well that needs seeing to, or just, catching up with work generally. Now, Jupiter, your ruling planet, is also in the same sector, in this very playful, sociable sector of your chart. It's going to be there up until June. And this is going to encourage your spontaneity, give you more of a chance to shine in your own unique kind of a way. But you'll be learning a lot as you go along with that. And you'll have maybe been feeling this previously, and feeling that others are giving you approval or appreciation or admiration for or what you are contributing, or just for you. Some of you may have more connections with the entertainments or leisure industry over the time that Jupiter is in that sector. You have a chance also to pursue a hobby or a pastime that you enjoy. It's a strange thing, but the easier aspects need us more to tap into them, whereas the more difficult transits just seem to kind of land in our laps without us making any effort at all. So this Jupiter energy that's sitting there, you can milk that, you can tap that, but you need to reach for it. So with that Jupiter sitting there in that area of your chart, you tend to feel more confident, more appreciated, bolder, willing to take a chance on something or somebody. Great for all love and creative money-making schemes. In general, expansion in your life could come through those things, or maybe connected to children or animals. Now, that's where the flow is, that's where the ease is. Also, Uranus is there, and it's going to be there for many, many years. And that tends to involve you with groups of people who are unusual or strange to you in some way. They don't have to be strange, but they can be. But just alien to you, foreign to you. But those people or those environments will tend to expand your consciousness and teach you lots of interesting new things. There could be more fun on offer, but the fun is, or the entertainment is, again, has got this unconventional or unusual feel to it. Or it could be that this is through a love relationship that you are plunged into these sorts of environments which are unusual for you, but also you're learning a lot from them and encountering, mingling with people who you don't have a chance, or you haven't had a chance to connect with before for a very long time. Uranus tends to stimulate your creative free spirit and be inspiring, but also more willing to, as I say, take risks, but take risks to be more creatively liberated in your approach, you see. And Saggi's born in the first 4 days, and those with Saggi rising around about the first 5 degrees will be feeling this aspect in May. Now, this vibration also favours interest in innovative fields, so you could be learning a lot about sustainable energy or anything else which is techno or at the cutting edge in some way, anything which is alien, you might term alien, and that could put you ahead of the rest later. From the 10th, physical energy and practical skills, practical application of skills are likely to be needed. You'll be busy beavering away at things, hopefully appreciated by others, and could even be lucrative for you from mid-month, that is, provide a boost for you, maybe not in financial ways, but in other sorts of ways, make you sort of stand back and go, yes, I really like what I've done there. Health matters could also be on your mind. This is a good time for you to get more exercise from the 10th onwards. From mid-month, collaborative alliances are favoured, and teaming up with another or consulting with somebody could be very productive, bringing you the information or support or provision of resources that you need or you'd like. And a female influence or somebody that you're very, very close with could inspire improvements with your health or underpin that with your health or with your work as well. So a good helper there for you from mid-month. Until mid-month, the mental focus will be employment or health orientated, and someone could be instrumental in improving things there. You need to keep your ear close to the ground, and sorry, that's from mid-month, not until mid-month. So you need to keep your ear close to the ground, and correspondence or a conversation, or maybe with someone at a distance, or somebody from a different culture to your own, or a different background to your own, could lead to better things for you. And also, they could need you for your skills as much as you might need them for theirs, and provide a boost for you in some sort of practical, helpful sort of a way. Saturn continues to make it obvious that certain groups and friendships have outlived their relevance. You may have been casting around for a new group to connect with, or maybe you've just been plunged into an environment where there is a new group and you are connecting with them. And also the other thing about where Saturn is going to be until 2012 is to do with your long-term hopes and dreams. It's a very progressive area, but the thing about Saturn is it slows everything down. It tends to throw a spanner in the works. It tends to hold something away from you, tantalizingly away from you, just out of reach. And you've got to be more persevering, patient, in order to get to the target, whatever that target is. Saturn rules time, you see. And therefore, this is the area where you've just got to be, you just got to keep at it. You just got to keep plugging away at whatever it is in order for you to realize that dream, but realize it incrementally in a gradual, step-by-step manner. Saturn likes structures, and so this would be a good time for you to be ploddingly constructing a firmer foundation in the area of progressing towards a hope, a dream, or related to communications and connecting with the group. You aspire to connect to a certain, within a certain group, or a group of people who are doing something which is different for you, or it could be a group that's doing something very innovative. And the ultimate outcome at the end of the transit will be that you have connected, have found your place in the pecking order, and that you're playing a very different role, which is kind of what you're after now. But as I say, you're making this so slow transition between the you were and how they saw you, and the you are now becoming. So it needs, as I say, a very sort of taking a long view and slowly developing there. Neptune temporarily has shifted into Pisces. That sits now at the root of your chart until August. And that means that various things, you'll need to be firmer about boundaries, maybe have that special retreat space or that special room or place, in nature, or with family members, anybody in close proximity, really being stronger about your boundaries, because with Neptune there, it's constantly trying to dissolve those boundaries, and you might feel a bit kind of crowded. Perhaps, as I say, creating a beautiful spiritual retreat for yourself would be a good idea, or making being firm about creating a certain routine, and during certain times others can't get at you, so you need an escape route. Sagittarius born in the first 2 days, or the first 2 degrees of Sagittarius rising, will be feeling this vibration mostly over May. And over many years, Pluto is evolving you through the material side of life. Things coming up to the surface about how much what you value is actually controlling you, what you've invested in the past, property, possessions, money, does it control you? Does it dictate your actions, or are you in control of it? Do you feel manipulated, or are you trying to manipulate through those sorts of areas without you knowing it, of course? Expecting too much. Pluto is about evolution. Pluto is about gear change. So you'll be slowly changing gears. What is your bottom line, what you truly value mostly as a resource. You might not call it money anymore. You might call it something else. And eventually you're going to discover where true security lies for you, and you just will be following that star. And you Saggies born between the 3rd and the 10th, 3 and 10 degrees of Sagittarius, or Sagittarius rising, going to feel this mostly over May. And from the 21st, certain others are going to strike a chord in your mind, maybe, or you're finding that you are getting closer with somebody, or developing more rapport with somebody, more understanding with somebody, again, through combined effort, teamwork, making something happen together, can be very productive. And that's it for May. If you know your rising sign, listen to that too. It'll throw another light on what I've said here. And I'll see you the next time.